they know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school. That saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fareway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
Breaking Benjamin. And 3 Days Grace. Live. September 23rd at Casey Center. With special guest Return to Dust. Get tickets now at HyVeeTips.com. Laser Winner 3.3 presents Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace.
Oh, look!
Wow, look at that!
Derek, what's the guarantee? Derek?
Mike, time to make history.
Players in Circa Million make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries choose one team each week with no point spread. The last one standing wins it all.
We have $21 million on the line. Are you in? Visit circasports.com for details.
2 guys, 2 Chris's, 1 network. Iowa everywhere. It's time for 2 Guys with Chris Williams and Chris Hassel. Presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery from the Channel Seed Studios. Where? Everywhere. Live and always on demand at Iowa Everywhere.
What is up? Welcome to a little afternoon installment of the program. You see this, Maddie? I got my Circa Millions hat.
Oh, I love it. I love it, baby. Circa!
Got all signed up this morning.
Yes.
Ready to go.
It's a beautiful day in Vegas, man.
It is. It's like 120, but it doesn't feel that hot here.
It's crazy. Everyone always says it's a dry heat. It's true. It's really true.
Feels great. Thank you all for being paid. So Hassel is in Italy.
Yes.
He's doing his elitist European vacation.
Every picture I see of Hassel, there's no people in it. I mean, he's with Barry. It looks like he has on a private island or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but everything. He's got like one of those foo drinks in front of him.
Yeah.
Eating his elitist like caviar. Regardless, I hope he's having a great time. We're not going to ask him to do the Andy Fails thing and hop on from Europe. But that was freaking awesome that Andy did that.
I'm getting sprayed with water from the Circa Stadium swim right
So
now.
my camera's a little weird. I'm not going to be staring at the camera because I'm going to bring on my buddy Andrew Downs, who's going to co-host with me today. And I want to be able to look at him. Look at this, Andrew. Rope hats they're giving out. Circa Million rope hat. I thought that was pretty sweet.
So
I am going to take it off.
Do you have to sign up to get that hat? Is that
Yes.
like one of the nice?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I like to do the millions. I've done Survivor too. I just enjoy them.
Tough, man.
Well, and I like the millions more because it's like a weekly thing, and there's more. I don't want to say there's not skill in Survivor, but it's kind of freaking like hard. Right?
When you can
like,
be out so early in Survivor.
Correct. So what I like to do is because the millions you have like quarterly. So even if you suck in the first quarter of the season, you could win the second quarter, or you could win the third quarter, which I really enjoy playing it. Jason Luch and I doing it together every year now. So that would be what I would suggest if y'all want to participate in something like this. It's a cool deal, and it really makes me more of an NFL fan too. It has over the last few years because I just follow it so much closer. Anyways, we're out here at Stadium Swim, and it's a great day. I wish you were here, AD.
I know. I wish I was too, and I need something to kind of drag me back into the NFL. I think now that my Bears are kind of picking it up a little bit, and I've got Caleb Williams to root for, I'll like re-engage a little bit. But
yeah,
I'm so into college, and it takes up so much of my time. And as you both know, young kids, it's hard to have like a full weekend of just sitting and watching football. So if I'm gonna have to sacrifice something, it's the NFL. But something like this could get me back into it.
Well, so we're down here because it is Big Ten Media Days in Las Vegas, which seems really odd, but that's why we're out here. Just the fact that the Big Ten is in Vegas. The Big 12 was here last year, came after that, which was awesome. But I go up yesterday, and I'm checking in and going to watch the NASCAR race at the world's greatest sports book. And I'm like, oh my God, we got sheets. Because I'm an old school soul, and I like to hold the paper.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll take my highlighter, and I'm like, oh, I like that over under. I like that one. I like that one. And I did find some interesting stuff. So we'll go through that. Chad Leistikow is going to hop on at what time is it there? It's 2:35.
2:35, yeah.
Okay, it's 12:35 here. Chad's coming on at 3 to do a pretty in-depth Big Ten. So 2 weeks ago, I really dove into the Big 12, and I was obsessed with it. That's all I read about. It's all I did for a week. I've been doing that on the Big Ten over the last week, and I have some notes for you and Chad, because you guys know the Big Ten better than I do. And
I like it.
So I just want to bounce around on that. Really good legends and listeners. When did that come out, Maddie?
This morning.
This morning,
Great
yes.
episode this morning. They kind of broke down. Well, Scott previewed some of the big points of Big Ten Media Day that he's looking for. He's going to be out here the whole time.
Doctorman's meeting up with us tonight. Downs.
He's
a
right
big
now.
dog out there too. He's not just like this little Iowa beat reporter.
No.
He's
It's crazy.
Big Ten, the Athletic.
He's
a big deal.
For you Iowa football junkies, he broke down like the depth chart, because I was not releasing a depth chart, AD. So
Yeah, which is weird, because they usually do. And yeah, this is why I listened this morning and like had to jump on it right away, because they break down what they think the depth chart will be, because we're not getting a Kirk Ferentz depth chart before fall camp, which is weird. We usually do.
You guys are leading me right. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Fareway Meat and Grocery, before I go along here. Thank you to Fareway. They've been literally the only title sponsor in the history of Two Guys. Back when it was two guys named Chris, they came on with us. I met with them and I told them about a vision. We didn't have a single member of the audience, and they're like, "We're in. We want to be a part of this." Thank you. Same with our friends at Channel Seed. We're in the Channel Seed studios. And you just led me into, because I got to go long on something, Matt. Let's go.
It's time to go long with Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
And you should not be an idiot, because, you see all these people when you come out to Vegas, and there's two types. There's, that guy did really well. He planned for retirement, walking around doing whatever. Or that guy's struggling. He probably didn't have a Roth 401k.
Chris was not thinking about his Roth yesterday at the blackjack table.
Oh my God!
That's nice that he didn't have to, right? You've got a solid foundation. You can go out there and play a little bit.
I was actually thinking about my buddy Tim at Wealth Charter, and he would not have been proud of my actions last night. Although I had a good night, didn't I, Maddie?
Chris had a really good night. We all did, honestly.
Yeah.
We were all The table has ebbs and flows, as you know, AD. You play blackjack.
You just got to stick with it.
You got to stick with it.
It's just like life.
Yeah, it is.
Like I tell everybody when the table's going down, like those people who were, when the Titanic started to sink, they didn't just say, "Okay, take me." They were fighting, they were scrapping, they were clawing, and that's how you got to be at the blackjack.
We
table.
moved to
did
a
them a
bunch
lot
of
of good
places.
too.
We moved to 6 different casinos. The most fun we had is at the Circa property, the D, which is just a couple blocks down from Circa.
Yeah.
Had a great time there.
A couple of not your average dirt guy asks if I'm hungover. I'm really not, Matt. You can see this. I feel like I'm in high energy mode right here for being day one in Vegas. All gas, no breakfast, friend of the program. He asked if that's pre-workout in my cup. That is not. That is a little splash of Tito's, because I'm a firm believer that you got to get back on the horse after the old hair of the dog thing. Like, that is real. Life tips from CW. Like, I'm not going to get drunk on the air because Tim Murray's going to join me. We're going to do a CW pod, intense, like over-unders, gambling, all that stuff. That's coming up. We'll be live at 5.
You're hopping on VSiN after that, right?
Yeah, I'm going on TV,
wow.
so I will not be drunk. I promise.
Hell yeah.
I'm having one drink.
5 o'clock with
That's
Tim
coming
Murray
up at 5.
live.
Yeah,
We'll be
so
live too.
college football heavy today here on Iowa Everywhere. But no, I'm not hungover. And Kyle is saying on YouTube that this is the 10th straight year that Williams thinks the Huskers will be back. You might be right. You might be onto something. We'll talk about it. So I want to go long because you and Leistikow were prepping for the show, right? We don't just come on the air and just banter aimlessly. Like we're prepared. Leistikow's telling me, oh, there's like this new poll out where Iowa's going to be picked. I can't keep track of these polls. This is what I'm going long on. These leagues, figure it out and have like a really good poll.
Yeah.
Because we've gone the other way now. Now we've got too many of these just random. I used to like the Big Ten because everybody would be like, hey, we're just going to do this Cleveland.com thing. And this is like the official poll, even though it's not the official poll. I got too many polls now. There's like 15 Big 12 polls. There's all these. I didn't know there were multiple Big Ten polls, Andrew. So whereas Iowa's like, what, 7th, 8th, 9th, like what?
So,
but
yeah.
I can't keep track of it. I can't function.
It's hard, and yeah, it came fast and furious this morning. It was kind of hard to keep up with because, yeah, as you said, the Big Ten hasn't had an official media poll in, 15 years or something.
No, yeah.
And so Cleveland.com kind of took over that and has used the best writers, and this has kind of been the go-to poll for the last decade plus, and it's been really the only one that anybody's given any merit to, and so it has always felt like the official Big Ten preseason media poll. And
that worked for me.
Same. Absolutely. Yeah. And so that was the one I was looking for this morning. USA Today did their own media poll. Iowa is 10th in that one. So I got that text alert this morning from Chad Leistikow at Hawk Central. And then Kings of the North, and that's the Doug Lesmer. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Who was he's
I know exactly who that
reporting
guy is.
on Iowa. I think you even had him on shows, and he's got this Kings of the North website.
He offended a bunch of people, right?
Yeah, he pissed off a lot of Iowa fans.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what his reporting was. It was pretty solid reporting.
Didn't it have to do with the race thing?
I think it was like the Iowa way, some of the within the program. Anyway, he's got this Kings of the North website now, and they conducted their own poll, which again both Chad and Scott voted in, so there is some merit to it. I mean, it's not guys like me voting on this poll. These are beat writers who cover the team, who know what they're talking about, and they've got Iowa 10th. So yeah, 7th in the Cleveland poll, 9th here in the 9th here in the Kings of the North poll, and then 10th in the USA Today media poll. So
okay, so you're
a little bit all over the place.
You're a diehard Hawk.
Yeah,
I'm not. I want to know your opinion on. Do you feel like that's valid?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably right where Iowa should be, somewhere in the middle of the pack. Murph pointed out during Murph and Andy just a little bit ago, it's kind of boring for Iowa fans to be 7th in a poll like this. If I was 4th or 5th, it's like, oh, okay, here we go. Are they going to live up to, what are the expectations?
That top 10 is loaded in this league.
It is, and if I was 11th or 12th, you're like, ooh, they're being lowballed, and there's more conversation to have. Iowa at 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a little boring, but it makes sense. I mean, there's so much unknown about a program that everybody knows everything about, right? I mean, for a program as steady and consistent as Iowa has been under Kirk Ferentz, you can kind of pencil them in for 7 to 9 wins every year. We're going into a season where there's very little known about this team. I mean, will this defense come back to what they have been under Phil Parker, or will they continue to kind of fall apart like they did last year? Tim Lester, now second year as offensive coordinator, actually has quarterbacks that he hand selected in that room. A guy that we all hope in Hawkeye Nation will kind of take that reign and become the quarterback we've wanted for a decade. How do you replace KJ at running back, maybe one of the best running backs in the country last year. There's so much unknown. The schedule is difficult. The league is difficult. I think this is probably about where most people would have Iowa.
I think that's fair. My gut on the outside, and again, I hope I've proven to people I can be pretty unbiased about Iowa. My gut is that the defense will be better than you think, and the offense won't be as good as people think. Like, in the special teams, you just hope is elite, right?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
This does feel like I don't like their schedule. Their schedule sucks. Okay, so that is reality. Like, you're not going to for what I'm about to say, Iowa benefited from the old Big Ten quite a bit when you wanted to play like this boring, shorten the game. How they won so many games for so many years. But this feels like a roster that Ferentz usually thrives with. Like this,
yeah,
he's better with in the past. Now, how does the schedule in the new Big Ten dictate it in the future? That's a fair question, I think. This is the type of roster that Ferentz usually surprises you with.
It is. And, you know, as you look at that schedule, it is a difficult schedule. There's no doubt about it. Iowa had an easier road in the Big Ten West. But if you're going to lay these games out, this isn't a terrible way to have them laid out. You don't have Penn State and Oregon back-to-back or anything like that. You've got most of those good teams at home. You've got breaks where you would kind of want breaks. You know, you get to ease into Big Ten play at Rutgers before you come home with a big game against Indiana. Then you get a bye week before you go to Wisconsin. Huge game against Penn State, big game against Minnesota, then another bye week before you host Oregon. That trip out to USC is worrisome because every trip out west is worrisome for the Hawkeyes. And then, you know, you finish up on Black Friday. So I think if it is a tough schedule, but if you're going to lay it out, this is pretty well laid out for Iowa to not have these huge games back to back, have some buys in there, be able to get healthy when needed. So again, you know, as you and Hassel have talked about for a while here, who knows what this is actually going to look like, how Iowa's going to compete with some of these teams.
Who knows who's going to be good, too? It's like, haven't we learned anything in this era of college football that it's, you know, I have my win-loss sheet here from Circa that I just pulled before, and it's like, if you're a sharp bettor now, like if you're really, really into this stuff, like you could clean house because there's so much inefficiency in the market. People don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Is Rutgers going to be good in that fourth game of the year? Like, feel like that's a tough game, but maybe they're going to be totally garbage or like we'll talk with Leistikow about this, and I'm going to talk with Tim Murray, but like Indiana, I have no idea what Indiana is.
Huge question mark for them.
Right.
And you look at like Illinois being fourth in the media poll. Are they really that good? Are they going to be able to do what they did last year? You know, it's that there's a lot of questions in this whole thing, other than the probably 3 teams at top and 5 teams on the bottom. That whole middle area of the Big Ten feels a lot like the Big 12 to me, where, you know, it wouldn't shock me if Washington or USC jumps up and becomes that 4th best team. It wouldn't shock me if Illinois has a bad year or Indiana has a bad year and they kind of fall apart this year. There are so many questions.
All right. I'll touch on Iowa State here in a minute because I've landed where I'm at on the Cyclones Media Day in Ames on Friday. Can you believe it?
Jeez. We're like going, man. I said last week, Murph was talking about that quarterback show on Netflix and recommending people watch it. And I was like, I'm just not ready to get back into football season yet. It feels like we just had the 4th of July. I'm like, I want to enjoy my summer just a little bit more. But it's like, here we go.
It's here.
Here we go.
This Ireland thing is completely disrupted 20 years of routine for me with Iowa State.
I didn't realize, Williams, that you guys are leaving the week before the game too.
So
wow.
I've told the audience about it, but we're going to be there for like 9 days in Ireland. So we're leaving on the 13th. So my summer is basically over on the 11th, which not even like my summer, but when I say that, so the fans understand, it's like my preseason prep mode. This thing's being cut short by like 3 weeks for most Iowa State fans who are making that trip. And maybe it's something about we're 40 now, about how this time just flies. Like it really does. I feel like I was picking up the kids on their last day of school like 2 weeks ago. And they're already talking like back to school shopping, and it's crazy.
AD, I don't know about you, but that state fair food testing really threw me. I was like, oh my gosh, the state fair. And then that really means okay, school's like a couple weeks away.
I know it's really going way too fast.
Yeah. AD, I have so related to the K-State game, Williams in Ireland. Question for AD. AD, how do you feel about Iowa State playing a top 25 Kansas State team ahead of Iowa? Iowa's only going to have the one, Albany?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that game? Iowa State playing a top-tier team before they play Iowa.
I feel very differently than Chris Hassel does, and I don't know if he's fully brought you to his side, Williams, but I like Iowa. I'd rather be Iowa in that scenario where you get that one game and you get to kind of see, but that it's just a lot of travel. That's a huge game for Iowa State, that Kansas. I mean, you lose that game and some of the wind comes out of the sails already. and then the pressure is really on you to beat an Iowa team in a game that really doesn't mean anything in the long term, but it's going to feel like it means a lot. If you start 1-2, you're going to feel like the season is lost already.
Oh, yeah.
And again, just that travel. I've never been to Ireland. It can't be easy, even if you're a 20-year-old elite athlete. They're not going to be able to focus on Iowa the way that they normally do. And so, yeah, as a Hawkeye fan, I think that plays into Iowa's camp a little bit.
So I didn't even realize this line was out, but and I should have. We do have a line for Iowa State, Kansas State here at Circa Sports. Iowa State is a 3-point underdog in the season opener in Dublin, which that's about what I probably would have put it at. It doesn't really surprise me at all. To back up your point, and don't even laugh at me, like, I'm so sick and tired of people mocking me for this take. That game after Ireland sucks for Iowa State. South Dakota is they're like a good FCS team. They're not great, but they're good. They're going to be in the top 10 this year, maybe top 5. Their quarterback is a former Iowa State quarterback. He transferred out. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Aiden Bowman, his dad played for the Vikings. He was one of Campbell's.
I remember him. Yeah.
Remember him? Yeah. He's like a 5th-year senior. It's South Dakota. Like, Iowa State, here's the thing, and this is where I've landed on them. I actually think they're a better team than they were last year. And I get it. You're going to go, the wide receivers, you lost 2 guys. I understand all that. This, to me, is going to set up a little bit more. Like, last year, they were pretty wide open. They had to be because they had all the injuries on defense, assuming the defense is healthy, which I don't know how they could be more banged up than they were a year ago. I think they're going to be really good defensively. I don't know about really good, but good. They were bad last year. I think they're going to shorten games offensively, a lot of tight ends. They have really good running backs. I think their line is better than it was a year ago. And I just can't imagine a world where Rocco Beck throws like 3 or 4 pick sixes like he did a year ago, too, right? Like that's going to change. I think they're a better roster 1 to 85 than they were a year ago. But it's like Iowa, like their schedule's so much better. And the setup of this, and part of this, I think, is Campbell. I think he has viewed these FCS games in the past as we're just going to get in and get out.
Clearly.
Yeah. He is not trying to put up style points like last year, whoever they started against. And they won by like 20, but it didn't look good. But I truly believe he just went in and he doesn't care about style. He just get the win. I want to see some of these guys on special teams. I want to get guys in the game. This is just so different. Overseas, and then you have the short turnaround. You come back. They are just not a roster, while I think it's better, that can just roll out of bed and beat the hell out of a really good FCS team. Right? I think they'll win the game. They're going to be a double-digit favorite. I don't think they're going to lose. But it may not be like, oh, we have a week off before the Iowa game. Like, I doubt it. They're probably going to have to be playing hard in the third quarter of that game is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you look at the season as a whole, I mean, Iowa fans can tell you there are times where you have a better team and a worse season. It just, the breaks go the other way. And when you play these games, these one-possession games, these games where special teams are really important, where one mistake in the fourth quarter, wins the game or loses the game for you, you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room when you're programs like Iowa and Iowa State.
No.
And everything really has to come together to have a 10-11 win season. And then, again, sometimes, like you said, you have more talent. It feels like you have a better team. The breaks don't go your way, and all of a sudden you're a 7 or 8 win team when you feel like you should have been a 10 win team.
Yeah, that margin. I hope Iowa State's kicker is ready because I think they're going to be in a lot of those games where it's like, and I think a lot of it's going to be by design.
Oh,
too.
Historically, you're fine then. You're fine.
Oh, man.
Williams, does it feel like
that young man declined last year, too? Like, he started great, and I just hope they have another guy. I hope Conradi can turn it around and have a great career. He seems like a very nice young man.
Yeah.
I have no faith that any of these kickers are going to be like on an upward trend.
I'll tell you who I have faith in, though, Williams. Jontez Williams. Doesn't that seem like a guy that could win the Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, he's sick. Like, the problem with him, though, he won't be able to put up stats because they're going to throw the other way.
I know.
Yeah. He's not going to get as many.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the TJ Tampa.
He benefited from playing on the other side of Tampa and purchased the last couple of years. So whoever that other corner is,
who's that going to be at, Chris?
I would put my money on this Trey Bell, who transferred from Lindenwood, but I think it could be Nagoye, the guy who was the wide receiver. And
That's a great story.
Yeah, neat story. All right. Steve's pissed because we're being so serious about football. We have people asking why I'm wearing sunglasses indoors. I'm not indoors. Like, Matt, could you turn the camera so people could see what I see? Is it possible?
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna join from my phone, and I'm gonna give people a better look.
Oh, this would be great. You want to go on like a tour?
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We need to let AD see what he is missing out on here. We should.
Yeah, very jealous.
We should have just
a lot of
FOMO. I didn't even
today.
think about that. Like we should have just. You could just be doing shows with me. Hassles in Italy. Want to thank our friends real quick at Game Day Men's Health. It helps when you come to the pool and you're on the tee. Am I right? Don't you just feel a little bit better?
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
Yeah, it feels better when you're on the tee. Well, look at Van Winkle. He's literally walking around on his phone, and he's still putting up the Game Day Men's Health logo. That is the MVP. Van Winks is the MVP. Mike wants Van Winkle to go on a bikini tour. It's very possible. There's a lot of those walking around out here at Stadium Swim. Here he is. All right, take us on a tour, Maddie. What do we got?
Hell yeah, man. That looks awesome.
I mean, those people are sitting in. It's like 130.
And it's what, like 1 o'clock on a Monday afternoon?
Yeah. It's we got tennis on the big screen, and somebody has put way too much money on that tennis match. I can guarantee you that. I had these guys. So I was down at the sports book right when we got here yesterday, and I didn't even check in. I went straight because I wanted to see the end of the NASCAR race. And these sons of bitches behind me had to have 10 grand on this like random Dodgers Brewers game. They were living on every pitch. It was crazy how like into this game they were.
Did you get a little view of that?
Yeah, that was great.
Good, Matt. Well done. Mike wanted you to just go around and show off all the different bikinis that are out there.
Yeah,
I feel like that's illegal. You can't just go and start putting women in bikinis on.
The cool part about Stadium Swim is you can place bets from the pool.
Yeah, it's insane. We did. We watched the F1 race here last November. It was awesome. It was so freaking cool because they put the entire Stadium Swim board on the race. And you could imagine like the night with like the sparks and you could kind of hear like the cars humming because we're kind of close enough where it's like you could tell something was going on. Couldn't quite, it wasn't pronounced, but really, really good stuff.
And then you had Brad Pitt out there like purposely, wrecking his tires to get his teammate moving up.
Because that happens all the time.
That's realistic, right?
That happens all the time in Formula One. Chad Leistikow is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. Let's do Triple B here with Kelderman Manufacturing.
Bigger, better, bolder. Built by Kelderman Manufacturing.
I'm going to give a shout out to Memphis for having giant balls. Okay. You see these reports that Memphis, so with the backing of FedEx, which is really interesting because it's a publicly traded company, but they're basically, according to these reports, like offering Matt, you're the one who told me about this story this morning. I've been actually busy out here, I've like been in meetings. I've been doing so they offered $200 million to the Big 12.
Yeah,
they just put their balls on the table and said, "Let's go."
It's wild. I saw so Ross Dellinger had a report that Memphis offered $200,000. Think about that, $200 million to join the Big 12, and then not like 10 minutes later, Brett McMurphy's out with a report that the Big 12 is not interested in adding Memphis, despite offering. Sounds like he's reporting $250 million.
Well, I guarantee you, McMurphy's source is your mark.
Yes,
like there's no doubt in my mind where that's coming from. But I like Memphis just. Absolute, look at what Texas Tech's doing this season. Money controls everything here. And Matt makes a great point because my response was, well, your mark's out there doing way stupider things to make money than this. Like Memphis wouldn't be that bad of an ad, really. Like really good basketball.
Yeah.
Nice, like a city. It's like
It
a
fits.
metropolitan area, right? It's geographically it works. They've had really good football. They're investing in if that stadium isn't built yet, like they're really redoing the Liberty Bowl.
I love you said geographically it works. Everything
that's a
works
good
in the
point.
Big 12 geographically
Yeah.
at this point.
Everything
Coast to coast.
It would
Big
have
Ten,
worked back
yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, great point. Thank you for that. I just like the fact that Memphis is like, we have money and we're going to put our balls on the table.
Absolutely.
Cheers to you, Memphis. I think they should give you a closer look. I really do.
Well, where else would they go?
Well, I mean, what's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
If you don't have to pay him media dollars, and because then you don't have to worry about the slices of the pie, like all those people say. That's not even like a thing. I don't know. I'll take your $200 million.
And we've jumped the shark with any of like, you're ruining college sports by create. It's like we are beyond the pale when it comes to
so stupid.
Size of conferences, geography of conferences. Like
We
it
just put
doesn't.
up that poll. I didn't realize the Big Ten had 18 teams until that poll was up there. I thought they were at 16. It's like I can't even keep it straight.
They have too many teams to use in the conference tournament. Some teams don't make the. Iowa wasn't going to make the conference tournament in basketball.
Everybody, all these people in college sports talk about how they don't have enough money, okay? Which is insane to me, but it's like, you hear it. Talk to anybody. Well, how are we going to pay for this? We don't take the $200 million and just give it to all the teams and let them put it into NIL. That's what I would do.
Absolutely.
And then you can compete with the Big Ten and that would help a school like Iowa State.
Yes.
What is $200 million divided by 16, Matt? Can you do that math for me real quick? And you can literally go out and buy a Big Ten or an SEC quarterback with that money.
You know what'd be great is if the Big 12 had some sort of fund, and it's like, if you're getting a transfer from an SEC or Big Ten school, we will give you $500,000 in NIL to jumpstart you.
That's the smartest thing.
$12.5 million a school.
I'll take $12.5 million for the clones. You think Matt Campbell couldn't find something to do with $12.5 million?
Hey, this is timely, by the way. Did you guys see this news today? So the American Athletic Conference is now the American Conference. Did you see their Did you see their new logo, their new mascot?
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's like a Hulk Hogan bird.
Why would Memphis want to leave this? What?
Well, Trump's not going to talk shit about that conference.
No, he can't. It needs to be holding that Hulk Hogan Great American Beer can.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking
He's
about?
be crushing it on its head.
Yes, that's what we need from that bird. Yeah, I just way to go, Memphis. Just absolutely laying it all out there, and I wish they would add you because I would love a trip
like
to
Adam
Memphis.
said, the Big 12 Sovereign Fund. There should be a slush fund.
Why not?
And if you're getting a player who's currently at an SEC or Big Ten school, we'll start you off with $500,000.
This is great. It's like a tax break, It's like how the government, your income level depends on, if you make certain amounts, you can't do this, but you can do, we need to create tax benefits for Big 12 schools to be able to steal. And It all starts with FedEx money in Memphis. This is too easy. I wish that they would pay attention to what we're talking about here. Brett Yormark, just let Memphis in. Tell them we're not going to do it for $200 million, but we'll do it for $300. This is where it all starts. And now you bargain them up. No media rights deal for you for 5 years, so you're coming in for free like SMU did with the ACC. Everybody's got an extra $15 million for NIL, and we roll. Solved everything that is wrong in the Big 12 conference. I want to bring in a friend of the program, one of my best buds, Chad Leistikow. Chad, I was at Circa Sportsbook watching the NASCAR race yesterday. I had a plus 500 ticket on Hamlin. It went well.
What? You went against Chase Elliott?
Listen, I bet with my brain, man. I had actually a terrible beat. I had a Chase Elliott top 5 ticket. And he had that bad restart and got 7th.
For those of us without any context, did one of those guys win?
Yeah,
Hamlin won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Well done.
Good day at the circuit. I had a top 5 Hamlin and I had a Hamlin winner. So it was a good day. Good start going out to the.
I watched one boring sporting event yesterday in the Open Championship. I couldn't swallow 2.
Yeah, we got to do something about this Scheffler thing. I really like him. That's the problem.
I don't, and that's my problem.
You don't like him?
He's fine. I don't care about him. There was nothing leading me to turn the TV on yesterday.
Yeah, this was my triple B, by the way. Scheffler bringing his kid out after he wins the Open.
Super cool.
This one's for Hassel, by the way. I know Hassel would just crap all over this.
Hassel hates kids.
I want to like Scotty Scheffler. I like him as a person. I love the answer he gave early in the week about, this isn't the most important thing of his life. It seems like he's got his head screwed on straight. That's awesome. It's just not exciting in any way. Like, I need him to choke a major on a Sunday, maybe a couple of them, and then come back. I need him to get arrested for something for real and then come back.
AI. I didn't think that was actually him and his kid because it looks so perfect.
It does. It's cute. There's no doubt about it. And I will watch the press conferences. I can't. I'm not excited by him. I don't know why.
Is Scheffler the Nikola Jokic of golf?
Yeah,
boring, but so good.
I don't know anything about tennis.
Yeah, I mean, Murph said he's like Pete Sampras.
Yeah, I'm a Pete Sampras guy.
Yeah.
What's his deal now? Is he still playing?
No. Jeez.
I think he retired when you were in high school, Williams.
We got new legends and listeners out. You can go listen to Chad and Doc. Getting everybody set up for Big Ten Media Day. All the Big Ten folks. I'm getting together with some Maryland guys tonight, Chad.
Okay, you can start with 18th place. All right, moving your way up.
Yep.
Okay. Actually, they're picked for 17th, I think.
We got a problem. We have too many polls.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect Purdue.
What's going on with all these polls? Because there's like a new one out. Like there's like 14 of them. Which one should we pay the most attention to?
It's a good question. I think. When we texted, you cited the Cleveland.com poll, which is the longest running poll. That's the one that has been done the media poll has been done for a long time. I believe they have Iowa finishing 7th in that one, but you know how it is. Like, websites want content and the Big Ten doesn't do one. So more and more are doing it, including ours. USA Today Sports Media Group did one, picked Iowa 10th in that poll. I actually voted Iowa 4th in that one.
Oh, wow.
But they finished 10th in that one. And then Kings of the North, which is run by Doug Lesmerises, who used to run the Cleveland.com poll. So it's like, so it's like these branch off things.
I butchered his name earlier, Chad.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But they had Iowa 9th, but the consensus is that Penn State this year, for the first time, I think in a very long time, is the consensus favorite in the Big Ten conference. So that'll be an interesting storyline this week.
All right, listen to legends and listeners. I listened to about half of it this morning, but really diehard Iowa stuff and really good Big Ten stuff from you guys as well. I have a few. I want to talk to you about a few teams. I want to get everybody's opinion on these. First of all, Indiana. No idea what to expect from these guys, because I they were good last year. You cannot take away the wins. They didn't play anyone, and they weren't especially impressive against really good teams when they played them. Also in the playoff. Where are we at on Indiana? Because I'm a little bit just like I feel like they could be in the playoff again, or I feel like they could go 5-7.
Right. I think I'm with you in terms of I'm not sold on them yet, but as legends and listeners know, Scott Docterman is very high on Indiana and Kirk Cignetti. He believes that they have taken a big jump. They obviously have a lot of NIL money. They pick up, Curtis Rourke last year ended up being the perfect fit at quarterback, and now they're trying to do that again. Fernando Mendoza comes over from Cal, and I saw a headline just kind of prepping for this show. Does he have the best arm in Indiana football history? So there's a lot of hope in that Cignetti offense that did a lot of good things last year. And I think you raise a good question. Iowa fans will find out quickly because that is Iowa's Big Ten home opener. That's a September game. Really good chance Indiana's going to be 4-0 at that point. They play nothing. I mean, they're buying out they buy out of every power conference and non-conference thing just so they can get easy wins, which helped them last year probably. Yeah. And so they're probably going to be 4-0 coming to Kinnick on September 27th. Iowa could be 4-0. Going into that game if they take care of business at Iowa State and at Rutgers. Not easy, but it's possible. So that'll be a really interesting game in week 5, no matter what, at Kinnick.
Indiana's win-loss total. I had the updated sheet printed this morning. It is 8.5 here at Circa Sports. So the other one is the other I team, which is Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And Bielema, if you're paying attention, seems insanely confident in his team this year, and rightfully so after what they did last year. Chad, I feel like we have to retrain our brains on a lot of this stuff, because it's like a lot of us will be like, oh, well, Indiana, and I'm just faulting them because they're Indiana, right? Well, this is different. This isn't 2005. Like, your recruiting, like, your recruiting base doesn't really matter anymore, right? And, like, I kind of feel like Illinois is that type of thing where if you just look at what they have coming back, what they did last year, schedule's difficult, but it's not.
Nah, I mean, I think they have an easy schedule compared.
Okay,
to
well,
most.
you would know better than me compared to, like, 8.5 is what? Where were they at? Illinois is 7.5. Like, to me, this screams play the over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, look at the back end of the schedule. Okay, November.
at Duke is a little bit weird.
Sure.
That'll be a little bit weird in week 2.
Yeah, if you can get to even just 4 wins by November, I think you got a decent chance. You're home against Rutgers, home against Maryland, at Wisconsin, but we expect Wisconsin really hasn't turned the corner on Luke Fickell.
He could be fired at that.
Yeah, I mean he's one of a few on the hot seat probably this year for sure. And then home against Northwestern, so they basically have literally 3 of the lowest predicted teams in the Big Ten at home in November, and then at Wisconsin. They also get Purdue. I think. Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, at
Purdue's
Purdue.
a bit of a wild card too. It's like they literally have an entirely different roster. Like there's
They
like
got
3
nothing,
guys
though.
on that team that were there a year ago.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like
They're
probably
gonna be
suck.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
No,
going
you
to
heard
be
it here
bad.
first.
Well, I mean, they should be really bad. But anyway, but Illinois, so here's what I want. When you sent me some of these texts this morning, Chris, to talk about these teams, I kind of view the Big Ten this year in the prism of, what do you have at quarterback? There's so many quarterback questions this year in the conference. Where to the point where Drew Aller, which I'm not like super wild about, is clearly the number 1 quarterback in the Big Ten, according to. And then you would probably say Luke Altmaier of Illinois is number 2, and that's where you see a lot of, if you rank the Big Ten quarterbacks, he's probably number 2 right now. Ohio State has questions at quarterback. Oregon has a new quarterback. Michigan has a freshman quarterback. What do you do with Nico Iamaleava at UCLA? What do you do with Dylan Raiola at Nebraska? USC, we don't know how good their quarterback's going to be. Jaden Mayava. Then, of course, you got Gronowski at Iowa. So there's a lot of like unknowns at quarterback. But Illinois is one of the teams that does have a known quarterback. They very well could have been a playoff team last year. They might have been a playoff team if it was a 14 or 16 team situation. But they've been up and down over the years. So it's kind of one of those things where, do you trust Bielema as a favorite? I've always felt like every time Iowa's a favorite, the target's on on their backs and they don't do as well. A little bit of an underdog, you do better. And that's where I'm at also with Indiana. Same thing. Like, people aren't going to take them lightly this year.
No.
So that's going to
Great
be
point.
different, And
I would go under on them.
Indiana, yeah. I think I'm with you on that.
I feel.
I think they're begging for the over there just because of the schedule.
I respect the hell out of Doc. So if he thinks that, it's like I gotta consider that. But not everybody can be good.
Right.
I got a question for Chad about so going back to the media polls, Chad, where you're saying 9, 10 is where I know you slotted them 4. What's the biggest hesitation, do you think, from the media? Is it just that Gronowski, the uncertainty there? What do you think's the reason for the media ranking Iowa so low?
I mean, it happens every single year. I mean, Iowa is like the most boring team to pick for the other media because they don't follow them. They just think, oh, it's the same old thing. They're going to have a defense. They're not going to have an offense. They'll have good special teams.
Yep.
They'll probably grind out 7, 8 wins. I'll put them in the middle of the pack. So I don't know if like the other media is really overthinking it or thinking about it too much. I think the reason that I'm higher on them than most is just because I think we've seen the evidence that the offense is going to be better. I mean, I'd be shocked if it's not. They have as Doctorman said, and he's right. I mean, Iowa has one of the two best offensive lines in the Big Ten, bringing back basically their two best offensive linemen for sure. Maybe their three best in Logan Jones, Jennings Dunker, and Bo Stevens. And then Cade Peeper's just like a young Tyler Linderbaum. So that you got four really good linemen, and then you just got to figure out left tackle. Not a big, not a small thing. But and you like Gronowski better than Jackson Stratton. You like Gronowski better than Cade McNamara. And all these receivers, that's the position group that nobody knows about yet, but took a lot of huge steps in the spring. And I just had a 2.5 hour thing with Lester the other day, Tim Lester. And, I mean, he's just really high on these receivers. They got to see it happen. They got to see Gronowski do it. But I just think the offense is going to be better. And I don't think that's taken into consideration. Now we can talk more about Iowa if you want, but like that said, I think the defense is prone for, isn't necessarily going to be great this year. So we could see a little bit more high scoring games for the Hawkeyes, which will be kind of fun too.
Question from Ben. He says biggest question is the wide receiver room, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
We've heard that for 20 years. Top guy, give me one breakout guy for
KJ
Ben.
Parker.
Parker's your guy.
KJ Parker, freshman nobody knows about.
And you guys should also listen to Legends and Listeners today because they covered a lot of this stuff. And if you're a diehard Hawkeye fan, that's the best Hawkeye podcast on the internet.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Sam Phillips too, the transfer from Chattanooga. He was out in the spring, so everybody kind of forgot about him. And then another transfer that they got also from FCS 3 years ago was Seth Anderson. He's now a senior, and he's finally healthy. So those three guys I'm really bullish on this year.
Wait a minute. He's from Immaculate Conception?
What did I say?
No, he is. He was conceived immaculately like Jesus. That's how good he is.
No, look at the...
Okay, I see what you're talking about now. KJ Parker. He's from Chicago. Yeah, there you go. Little guy, though. I mean, all these guys are, Sam Phillips is 5'7". It's just a different thing.
Yeah, and like, Iowa's so weird. It's like I don't think they've had terrible wide receivers in the past.
No, they just have bad.
The scheme's been so bad. Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, so I do think that we probably have overplayed, like, they have shitty receivers. No, like, they're just never open, and they didn't, like, the quarterbacks couldn't hit them. And
then it feels like almost every year, like a young wide receiver makes a great touchdown catch in the opening game, even like the opening quarter, and everybody's like, oh my God, okay, finally, here's the guy. And then he makes like 4 catches the rest of the season, transfers out at the end of the year. It's like, oh, Jesus.
I don't know. So if it's really kind of on Lester and the quarterback, and it's like, however those
and
guys
I think that's
are,
where like Iowa fans who read Chad every day are more bullish than probably the national media because now it is Tim Lester's team, right? It is his offense. The quarterbacks in that room are guys that he picked, not guys he inherited. The schemes are a year deeper. The wide receivers are it's and it really does feel like the big question going into last year is Kirk Ferentz really going to let him kind of do his thing? And so far it feels like that's what's happening. We saw the improvement last year. And so I think it is reasonable to think there's going to be an improvement this year when Lester actually has the pieces that he wants to kind of build that offense.
All right. I want a couple other Big Ten topics for Chad and you, AD, but I want to thank our buddies over at Freedom Tire. Maddie, we're giving away a set of tires to a lucky listener. You should go to iowaeverywhere.com and you can enter. And then we are going to pay it forward.
Well, we're not. Freedom Tires.
Our friends, yes. But we're all partners here.
This is probably one of the coolest contests that we've been a part of.
This might be the best one we've done.
We love giving it back. This is super cool. I'll put a link in the comments for you guys to enter if you haven't already. I think we've got close to 300, 400 people that have entered already. So we're going to be picking that pretty soon, Chris, at the end of the month. So we're going to be picking a winner each month at the end of the month. So
it's football season. I've got my college football athlon. I've got my NFL athlon. I'm a paper guy. I still get the register delivered to my doorstep, Chad. God bless you. Doing the Lord's work. I'm old school. I don't want a book on a Kindle. I want to read the son of a gun. Right. So
you're my guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maddie Van Winks was like, I went to the place in the airport yesterday about like 3 magazines. Like, I love like physical media.
Yeah, Williams, his lunch is on the way. He's like, hang on, I got to go to the newsstand, pick up my Phil Steele.
I couldn't find it. I haven't seen Phil's out yet, but I know it's there. Real quick, just a total media geek thing. We don't have the preseason media guides anymore. It sucks. Like, I love the old school. I used to go, when I would go to Dallas, I'd have to bring like another bag to check on my way back for all the like magazines I would bring back. And up until like a year ago, West Virginia would just mail you a copy, and it's the glossy one. And I have so many West Virginia. When I die, my kids are going to hate me because I have so much shit from my career. I have like an entire like cupboard of all these old media guides and stuff like that I keep. Do you like the old media guides, Chad? Because that's a thing of the past. Nobody has them anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. Back at the register, we have like these big drawers. Like, the register's gone from this big 12-floor building downtown on Locust there to like one floor that's like half full. But we still have big drawers with the old Iowa media guides, and I like to kind of sift through those. You got the old school, like they're like almost like little small magazines, very small, like back in the day. But then of course now they became glossy, and then but now they're just digital. I mean, they may have hard copies. I don't get them anymore. I mean, they don't give them to us.
Nobody does it anymore.
Yeah, it's more of a. It's fine. I mean, I've gotten used to it, but. And how about this? No depth charts this year from Kirk Ferentz for the first time. First time.
Well, you know what? I respect Ferentz for that. Campbell did this too. Quit screwing with us. Just don't do it. Iowa State's got media.
It's all a lie anyway.
Yeah,
that's what he says. Yeah,
they're just.
He doesn't even know what's on it. Yeah.
Campbell has no idea what they put out.
Yeah.
Like, they just throw crap, and then, like, we overanalyze it, and then the fans get pissed when they go to the game on the first day, and, like, who's this guy? And, like, at least Ferentz is diving in and being like, no, I'm not even going to tease you guys anymore.
Well, they are going to do a week 1 depth chart. Does Iowa State do, like, weekly ones? Or
they'll put out some faux one that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like, I mean, they did last year, but they never update it. It's literally the only time they'll update it is if a guy blows his knee out and we know he's out for the year.
And they call him day to day.
Yeah, and then Campbell will be like, well, he's practicing. He's over there. He can't walk. He's got a full leg cast. And, like, because he's physically at the practice field, Campbell will tell us he's practicing, and then we'll all be like, oh, he's got a shot. Yeah. And anyways.
Was last year the first year the Big Ten did injury reports each week, Chad? Or like the schools
couple years, right?
I think it's been 2 years now. I think. God.
Has that been consistent? Have the schools been pretty upfront about those? Like, sure they have to be, right?
Yeah, they do have to be. And I feel like Iowa's been pretty much on point on those things. Usually, if a guy's questionable now, he plays, and then if he's out, he's out. That's basically Iowa's thing. But funny quick story on Ferentz is that Ferentz is actually more disclosing of injuries than you might expect. And it was funny because 3, 4, 5 years ago, whenever I did a long interview with Brian Ferentz, he would tell me, like, off the air or whatever, like, Kirk he's more inclined to tell you guys. He's like, if I was me, I wouldn't give you anything.
Yeah.
But Kirk actually feels like kind of obligated, to share what he can. Yeah,
Campbell's the opposite. He will look at you in your eye and lie to you and like smile, and he knows that that he's lying. But I've talked to him about this and his view, and I understand it. If I were him, I would be like Brian Ferentz. Campbell was like, why would I do this? I don't have. There's nothing telling me I have to. It's that he believes, and if it's true or not. But these coaches, they're so paranoid. He believes it's an absolute disadvantage if the other team knows, right? And it is, right? Like, so he's like, why would I just give that up? So they've got to, like, force these guys. They've got to force their hand. It's the only way they're ever going to come around. What do you think about Nebraska? So their number, hold on. So real quick, really fun little first week game with them at Cincinnati, where Nebraska's Cincinnati is, wait a minute, that can't be right. Hold on, I'm going to get the line here for you. Nebraska's a 6.5-point favorite at Cincinnati to start the season. The Matt Rule year 3 thing is getting tossed around. Everybody's talking about it when he went to Baylor, when he was at Temple before that. Like, he turns the programs around in week 3 or in year 3.
Yeah.
Their number is 7.5. A ton of juice going to the over. Second-year quarterback compared to first. I would like to point out, friend of the program, air raid guy Dana Holgerson has now had a year there. I think that he's as good of an offensive coordinator as there is in the country if you let him do what he does. Where are we at on Nebraska? I want both of your opinions here because Andrew hates him with a passion.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew. You start.
And that first game is at Arrowhead Stadium, so it'll be more like a home game.
Thank you, AD. I missed that.
Yeah, for Nebraska.
Good catch there. So that would make more sense. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna live in the believe it when I see it. When it comes to Nebraska, they'll definitely be better than they've been, and I think Rayola's a good quarterback. But I'm not gonna jump on this. You know, it's all gonna come together finally this year, and they're gonna win 10 games and be in the college football playoff. I can't. I won't believe it until I see it. It feels like, as weird as this is, the culture in that program has just become so defeatist and so so toxic at times. And I know that's kind of an amorphous thing. There's no real analysis there, but I'm going to believe Nebraska is a good football program when Nebraska shows us that they're a good football program.
Chad, before I throw it to you too, I think that we have to consider with the rule thing. And I just think we have to retrain our brains when we think about college football in 2025, because just because it was year 3 at Temple or Baylor, like, it's a totally different world. Like, you don't build a program like you did then.
Right.
So you have constant, like, transfers coming in, guys going out. Like, it's not like this developmental thing like it has been in years. Now, maybe it's different in different programs. I think Illinois would say, no, we very much are, and that's why we're bullish. Iowa would say that. Iowa State would say that. But I think we do this in sports media a lot, where we will just look at it and we'll say, well, this is how it was in the past. But we have to, like, I don't know, like, I'm weird on this team because I think Raiola is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Holgerson's really good. But I'm kind of with AD, where I just don't know if it's easy enough to be like, just snap we played Ohio State tough at the end of last year, right? Like, it's just so different. I don't know. Where are you at on the Huskers?
Yeah. What'd you say their number was? 7.5?
7.5, and I will give you juice at -160 on the over. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll make a prediction here. I'm going to say they're going to be 7-4 going into the Iowa game to finish the year. It seems like every year there's always, something. They've kind of like just been either under expectation or whatever. So I think it'll be in that range. I actually think that Cincinnati game is going to be, I might take Cincy in that one. I was listening to Dan Wetzel, I think, and Pete Thamel. They were talking about Cincinnati. They liked Cincinnati.
Really?
I think they could be a sneaky pick this year. But anyway.
I will say, to back that, the best part about these media days is nothing that happens there. It's what you have at the bar.
Yeah.
With the different reporters, and you can get all sorts of great insight. That's where I thrive at these things. That's where I'm going to be with the Maryland guys, and I'm getting insight on the Terps.
Okay. Ask about Brian Ferentz's year there.
Yeah, I will. Well, that's why I think they requested me. They think I'm a Ferentz source. No, like, I will say, sneaky Cincinnati optimism down in Dallas a couple weeks ago from a lot of different people. So
okay.
I don't know where that's coming from. I have no idea. I do know their defensive coordinator very well. He's a really strong mind, and he thinks they're going to be better because I actually talked to him a few weeks. So we'll see. But
and again, I know the fan base mentality doesn't really play into anything when it comes to on field, and I know Matt Rule's a different guy than Scott Frost when it comes to this. But you lose that first game at Arrowhead Stadium.
Oh,
and I mean, you don't know how things go beyond that.
Remember when they lost in Ireland?
Yeah,
and everybody just lost their goddamn minds. Like, the whole world was coming, and it was awesome. Bloom and I turned on, like, their sound off.
Yeah,
and we had the kids out. We were just kicking our feet up, having beers. It was amazing.
Chad,
where
are your 4 losses for Nebraska leading into the Iowa
game?
Oh,
I mean, I'm just kind of like, I didn't know it, but like
Michigan.
they'll probably lose at home to Michigan. I don't know, but maybe the Cincinnati game.
They're gonna lose to Penn State.
Yeah,
at Minnesota's gonna be tough. But look at
UCLA,
November.
like, come on. Like, you got to go west. You got that Nico guy. Like, that could be a tough game.
That'll be tough just because of the travel.
The West thing is really fascinating.
Yeah, but they got to come out here, Yeah, USC comes
you.
out to Lincoln. So, but look at November. It's home against USC. USC's, they might have a defense now. They could be pretty good. We didn't talk about Lincoln Riley, but
that was my last team I wanted to hit you on.
Yeah, so
he's
they
a better
USC,
coach. People are burying him right now.
Yeah,
I don't even know what their number is. I'd take the over blindly on USC, especially because he didn't. Chad, it's interesting. He didn't hit the portal that much.
Yeah, I think.
And Riley's a portal guy. He didn't hit the portal that much, which tells me he likes what he has. And I still their number is 8.
Yeah,
Matt, can we pull up USC's schedule real quick? I blindly take the over on USC. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do like USC this year. For that, just because I think they got the defense figured out last year with the new coordinator.
They're 4-0. They're starting 4-0.
They figured it out. I do think that they're not quite big bad USC anymore. They might sneak up on a few people. So yeah, I think. You look at his record at Oklahoma. Scott and I just ranked the best coaches in the Big Ten. Now I didn't have him in my top 6, but I had him 7th, and I think Scott did have him in his top 6. And he was. I should have put him in. He was top 10 almost every year at Oklahoma. So. If he has a quarterback, that's the question I keep coming back to with
no doubt
all these teams.
That's fair.
If Jaden Mayava, former UNLV quarterback, if he's decent, they're going to be really good. He usually has a quarterback. 2 years ago he had Caleb Williams. Last year he didn't have that quarterback. So yeah, I'm higher on them. And then just going back to the Nebraska point, which I didn't quite finish, is they just, to me, it's hard for me to buy them because they just constantly, no matter who the coach has been, they've just constantly lost close games. And that's just a fundamental thing, right? At that program, they can't get over the hump in these close games. So it's going to be interesting to see, like in that Cincinnati opener, if it's close. They just always seem to find a way to lose.
Yeah, bad special teams. They make those mistakes. Late
well,
turnovers.
just look at that Iowa game. They had the ball in a tie game against Jackson Stratton. All he had to do, is get to overtime probably, and Raiola fumbles, and Drew Stevens kicks the winning field goal.
And we all get that so well being Iowa and Iowa State reporters because, even look at Campbell's bad year where they won 4 games. Do you guys realize how many of those were won, possession games that they could have been 8-4 like that? And how many seasons has Ferentz had like that where it's just like,
well, 2010 they lost every game by a couple points, and they were 7-5, and they were supposed to be
really good talent team.
The difference in 7-5 and 10-2 at that point, and feels like, I don't know. And the Nebraska thing, it's like, how air raidy will they go? Which I don't think it will be. Holgerson was telling me that before he died, Leach and Mummy kicked him out of the air raid. Swear to God, he told me that. It's great. I have a quote. They kicked him out because he's running too much. So that's a little interesting nugget that you got.
Will Dylan Raiola survive to week 12 against Iowa? That's always. It seems like Iowa's always facing a different quarterback.
I'm going USC 9-3.
Yeah, I like that. And that's one of Iowa's toughest games this year. Is at USC.
We all
November
overreact.
15th.
Riley didn't just become a shitty coach out of nowhere. And we're all overreacting to this rule 3rd year thing. I'll say this, and we'll wrap it up here. Chad, what do you think about this? You should write a column about this.
Okay.
The Big Ten runs through the 3 I's: Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. How are those 3 teams? You look at a lot of these key games. Look at Penn State's schedule. Look at, if those 3 teams, specifically Illinois and Indiana, because they're getting more love. But if Iowa's as good as you think they could be when you put them 4, it just disrupts a lot of the league. With a lot of these, Penn State is going to Iowa City, right?
So is Oregon, yeah.
Yeah,
Oregon is too.
if Iowa's the 4th best team in the Big Ten, that changes the national dynamic of the league. And I would make the same case for Indiana and Illinois because it's we're all counting on Illinois being pretty good, but what if they suck? It changes a lot of these schedules and stuff. The 3 I's in the Big Ten. There you go.
Yeah, I like it because how good is Indiana? Is Illinois gonna?
Right.
I mean, those are all great questions.
And it feels like they can't all be great, right? Like there's not enough room at the top for all three of those teams to be in the top 5.
Mm-hmm. And I bet if you pulled national guys, you would probably, of those 3, you'd probably put Iowa 3rd out of 3. Whereas I probably put 1st out of 3.
But
so,
I'm with you though. Like people just the amount of ignorant tweets you see on Iowa football right now, where they just assume that Deacon Hill's the quarterback. And that, like it's not the same thing, people. Like you have to be able to evolve with what I don't know. Like,
but I was gonna have to prove it. I mean, it's like as a fan, I'm putting a lot of hope in Mark Gronowski being the savior.
If it doesn't work, they could win 5 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
yeah.
Because the defense isn't. I think the defense will be better than what people. Just because I'm a huge Phil Parker guy, but. Let's say the defense is like it was last year and the offense doesn't work. Like they could be 4-5. That's a tough schedule. You don't have Iowa State. You have all those Big Ten teams that are just loaded.
And you don't have Caleb Johnson making Heisman level plays every week.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. Well, this is fun. I love both of you guys. You're 2 of my best friends. Like this was really cool to be able to dig in on this stuff. And it feels like football season. Here as I sit in 110 degrees
at a pool
in Las Vegas at a pool. No, it's awesome. I love you guys. I'm so the best part of Iowa Everywhere to me is just the amount of awesome people we have involved with it. And I'm gonna buy Doctorman a beer later for you, Chad. And I wish you could be here with us. But thank you so much, Chad, for joining us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Good to see you, AD. And
you too.
Good to see you, Chris.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Get out of here.
Guys.
Chad Leistikow, you can read his work in the Des Moines Register, of course. Legends and Listeners, you can listen to, watch here on Iowa Everywhere. It's just funny. Like, yeah, Kyle, I did just get a refill, okay?
I just ordered a drink too.
I'm parched.
I got the it's called the.
You get one of them foo drinks,
it's
Matty?
called the Full Moon.
The Full Moon, eh?
Yeah. It's tequila, Cointreau, strawberries, and margarita and club soda. So feeling a little margarita action.
Lovely. Downs, what do you got going on the rest of the week? You got anything big happening? Just printing all sorts of merch over there.
Yeah,
at AKC?
exactly. Just making merch, making deals, having fun. It's kind of a quiet week. We're back to normal at the Downs house. My son had a week at Y Camp last week up in
What is
Boone. So like the YMCA camp in Boone, it's like the quintessential camp experience. It's like what you think of when you think of camp: archery and riding horses and canoes.
Cool.
And
good for him.
Oh
That's
man,
great.
it was such a cool experience. He loved it. He can't wait to go back next year. Now my daughter wants to go. So it was weird though not having him in the house. He's 10 years old and like he couldn't communicate back with us. We could send emails or letters and they would like print them out and give them to them each day, but there was no return communication. So it was really kind of strange. It was weird in the house to not have him here, but man, he had such an awesome time. It was like one of those core memory weeks for him. And so that was really cool. But yeah, he's back now. So again, it's kind of just that dog days of summer, right? Like,
yeah, I feel you.
Kind of found a routine of summer. I'm worried about some of the weather this week. It's going to be real hot. It's so sticky here, man.
That's Van Winkle and I were just discussing this. I feel like Iowa has been a rainforest for the last month.
And like between last night and today, yeah, it's like the windows are like foggy. Andy was saying he can't walk outside without his glasses just fogging up immediately. It's like 85% humidity today. And then
Andy
we're gonna get storms.
All that nice landscaping done by Kuberski's, and it all got washed away by the rain.
All got washed away. They had flooding in their neighborhood. I know there's been flash flooding all around. Yeah. He said they got 3 inches of rain in West Des Moines in like 90 minutes yesterday afternoon.
Go check your sump pumps. Make sure those suns again are working.
Yeah, so it's good, man. Everything is good. I appreciate you guys having me on.
No, this is fun. I love doing shows with you. Someday we're gonna do the Williams and Downs movie thing where I go back and watch the old classics, and we wanted to do that. It was funny. Andrew and I wanted to do this when I started at KXNO, and it's just time. Like we never ended up doing it, but like because I haven't seen these movies,
right? And I've seen them 100 times.
Yeah, how fun would it be if I went and watched The Godfather? I've never seen it,
and like without all the pressure, like I know Hassel talks all the time about like Andy told me 100 times to see The Princess Bride, and I watched it and I didn't like it. And I said, well, yeah, because you're not going to like it in that scenario. But without all that pressure of like, and maybe not hit the movies that everybody says we're
going to do this.
You're not going to like Star Wars as much as I liked it when I was 8 years old the first time I saw it. But we can add some context to things, and then there's so many good movies that you just haven't seen.
I have like 10 comfort movies that are just not even very good movies.
You're right.
Like one of them, it's funny. It's getting a little love right now. It's Driven. Did you ever see Driven?
Absolutely.
Because it's kind of the same story as the F1 movie.
It's very similar.
But I bet I've seen that movie 50 times. When I was
and
a
most
kid,
people have maybe seen it once.
or didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, right.
You know? There's this one movie. I have like a bunch of westerns like that most people don't even know like existed, and I've seen. There's so many possibilities with this. If there's anyone out there who wants to sponsor this project, let us know.
Hassel just sent a photo.
Oh my God.
Is he watching the show? A good dive bar.
Here we go. Check this out.
Is Hassel watching the show?
Would you rather be Hassel or this guy? Stadium Swim. Margarita.
I'd rather be at Stadium Swim than Italy.
And somehow that drink that he's drinking is more expensive than whatever the hell you guys are drinking.
Yeah,
he's got a paper straw.
I've got sugar-free Red Bull and Tito's and splash of cran.
That picture Hassel shared over the weekend I don't know if he's on a boat or he's just right by the lake or whatever, and he's got those loafers on and those capri pants.
He's just living his
that
best life.
Sweater polo.
I bought a pair of those capri type pants.
Yeah,
I own some of those.
That's the picture.
I got them like a month and a half ago. I haven't put them on once.
I mean, he looks good. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, he looks lovely.
But
that's a great looking shirt he's wearing there. God,
that's a dude with no kids, is what that is.
Yeah,
it's a guy with no kids.
You give him 2 kids, that hair is not that thick.
Oh no. And they're spit up on the shirt.
Yeah, because then like your wife's more cranky, because what he's living with, like Kristen's the nicest, I'm gonna get myself into trouble here. I love you, sweetheart.
Yeah. Kristen's awesome. She also just leaves him like half the time.
Yeah.
She knows. Like I can't spend all my time with this dude. So I'm just gonna go do whatever I want. He's not gonna leave the house.
Fancy furniture stores.
Yeah, right. She's like, I'm just gonna leave for every week. He's like, oh yeah, Kristen's going somewhere this weekend.
And he just
I'm gonna eat Outback and watch sports.
He'll just randomly FaceTime me. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm putting Elise to bed, and he's just drinking whiskey in his pool.
Yeah.
By himself,
smoking a cigar.
The guy, it's like he's like Kramer. Every day is fantasy camp.
That's right.
Right. Well, we appreciate our friends at Fareway Meat and Grocery. I'm going to be back on, so we're going to log off here for an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to do a live CW pod at 5 o'clock. Tim Murray from VSiN. He's a college football guru. We're going to hit on a lot of these topics that we did, but it's going to be Big 10, Big 12 heavy win totals, okay? Big 10. So we'll do Iowa State. We're going to – a lot of these ones that I think are juicy that I'm leaning towards making a bet myself. But I want to ask a national expert who doesn't look at it the way I do. That's the point of this, because me and him are probably going to disagree on some of these. This is how I do it, and then you weed things out. But this is the best time of year. I love this time of year because you don't have the pressure of games every night.
Yes.
And you can just dig in on what you're interested in. It's the best time of year. We're here at Circa Stadium Swim. We'll be back on at 5 o'clock.
Williams, let people know real quick, too, how they can get signed up for the contest. I think there's a lot of people wondering how you can do it, because you have to be here. Walk them through the process of what you did.
I want to give you guys a shout out here. I want to give you. So basically, what happens is you have to have what's called a proxy.
Yeah.
Okay. And what that means. I'm sorry, I got a bunch going on here. I'm gonna give it to you when you listen to the show coming up. I have their business card. There's a group from Iowa. Her name's Tony, who I use as a proxy. And when you sign up, they have to do it for you because they have to go and put in your bets every single week. So you get a proxy, but I've got one from Iowa. I'll tweet it out. Okay, I don't have her card on top of me. You've kind of put me on the spot, but that's okay. No, we'll do that with the Tim Murray segment.
Yeah, perfect.
But it's cool because then every week, I like to do millions because I like to see, it's more of a it's like I'm paying $1,000 just to see if I can beat myself from last year. It's kind of stupid, but I enjoy it.
In Millions, you pick 5
and
NFL
you're going
games,
up against
right?
pros. Like you're going up against Joes, but you're going up against pros. I want to go up against the pros. That's why I get my rocks off on playing Circa Millions. And it's Ted Flint, our guy Ted Flint, placed in the top 100 a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Which is an incredible feat. I don't think people realize how hard that is. You're going up against the best in the world when you do this. And I love being a part of it. So you put in 5 picks every single week. You do it over the course of the entire NFL season. It's quarterly. So there's a season winner and then there's 4 quarter winners. It's so much fun. Like I think of it too. It's like we live such a privileged life. I've spent $1,000 on a lot stupider things than this. This gives me joy over the course of an entire Iowa fall and winter. So yeah, if you get out here, I'm going to give you guys that proxy information too, because her name's Tony and she's from Iowa. She's fantastic. I hung out with her a little bit this morning. Downs, thank you, brother.
Yeah, anytime, man. Appreciate it.
Fun.
Have fun out there.
This was a lot of fun having you on with us. Hassel and I will be back in a normal show on Thursday morning. He'll be back from Italy. I will be back. I'm going back tomorrow. Really quick trip out here to Circa, which is probably the way it should be, if we're all being honest. He's Andrew Downs. Maddie Van Wink's doing a great job producing as always. We'll be back here at 5 o'clock, hour and 15 minutes live on Iowa, everyone.